What we'll be tying today is actually a green machine, green and red butt. As you can see on the pattern, it is half and half between actually a dry fly and a wet fly for salmon. They are called salmon bug. When you opened up your package, you got actually a whole patch, big patch of green deer hair, which is cool because you will probably tie at least 20-25 flies with this single patch. You got your thread, you got 2441 number 6 hook, which are Daichi, really good salmon hook actually. So you got 6 of them. Let's put one into of ice. You got Uni 6/0 thread. You got, of course, your Flashaboo crystal flash. You got a hackle, and you have a nice little piece of cardboard which have your tinsel and your floss. So to begin this tying, I begin all the way in the middle of the body, and I will bring my thread actually to the hook point. I don't want to go further back. This fly is usually tied as a low water fly because of the deer hair actually making it float. So the fact of using a bigger hook it will help this fly to go down. I tie down a little piece of silver oval tinsel that was included in my kit, and I will do between 3 and 5 turns depending actually on the size of the fly and the style of the tire that will be tying it. It is tied down properly. Second step, and you have actually on every case, on every bag, the full pattern, and you can use the image that is on your bag as a template. You will come and take maybe 10 centimeters of green floss, which will be way enough. You will tie it right here, and you will leave actually a tag and leave behind. We will be bringing it back on the top of our floss at the end, which will make it way more durable. So our floss is actually tied down, secure. We will now bring the tag and floss that we left behind, and you can see it will be protecting, actually it will protect the whole floss green part. So you can trim off the excess now and get your red floss. Red floss, same thing, 10 centimeters way enough. You will be tying it the same way, leaving a tag in behind. And you want your floss to be as tightly wrapped to the body as you can, because this is what will make this fly last a long time. You bring back once again the tag in. You trim off the excess. It is now time to put on the tail. What I'll be doing for the tail is I will be taking 2 strands of the Flashaboo, the crystal flash that is included. I will simply fold it in half, and I'll be cutting there. So this will make 4 strands out of 2 strands. I will tie it down, and I will bring my thread all the way up to the front. So this will help to have a base actually to our deer hair. Now I will fold it back and bring my thread all the way to the back. I can cut now about the length of the hook, and I'm ready to put on my deer hair. Deer hair you want to take really small clump actually, as this is a bug. It is anywhere between a dry fly and a wet fly. It can be fished as a wet, so you don't want it to float because of the deer hair. I would trim the butt of my deer hair. Actually, I want it to be fairly short, so I'm tying it there, and I will come and cut right away, right off the bat, my deer hair so I can turn it, and this way I won't have to cut as much deer hair in my next clump, and at the end the fly will already be much closer to the look we want to achieve at the end. So this simple step of actually trimming just like this, it really helps to gain sometimes at the end of the day. So you just pull it back a little, and with your tying threads you go up front. You don't want the body to be tightly packed because of course you want this fly to sink. And you can see how easily actually the deer hair is turning. This is because of the quality of the material in the kit itself. You would go all the way to the front of the hook where you want your heads to be, near the bend, near the eye. So I believe this will be my last clump of deer hair I will be adding. I cut it, turn it, tie down. Now I will bring back my thread just all the way up the front, just because I'm starting actually to build my head. Now I will take a waste basket that I have. A nice waste basket will actually prevent your flies, when you are tying deer hair flies especially, it will prevent the hair to fly everywhere in the room. So your wife might be happy about that actually. And as you can see, I'm not tying this fly as I would tie a bomber. I'm tying it real close to the body. I'm just following my floss, as I want my fly to be ending right at the floss. So you have, of course, pay attention to your crystal flash, as you don't want to cut it. You make sure everything is cut down, and you will taper near the eye. If you have a rotary vise, this is actually the time where it might come handy. So I'm happy with the body actually. What I'll be doing next is simply put the hackle. So you got hackle feather in your kit. Nice looking hackle feather. I prefer to tie them by the tip, some does by the butt. It doesn't really matter actually. So I'm simply pinching the tip of this feather and bring back with my hand a little bit, maybe a centimeters of fiber. So we are tying it all the way in the front. And that would help us to bring solidity and longevity to your fly. You will take a thread once your hackle is wrapped, and it will go in the deer hair body. So, doing it like this, actually a fish can try to break your hackle. Only a small part of it will actually be broke because it will be tied down so tight. It makes your flies actually really durable. You can take your finger, push everything behind and do your end. Now the last part of it will be simply to do a whip finish. So I'm taking my finger just to make sure that no material is actually trapped in my head. Now it is whip finish. Last part. The last step is actually to put a drop of clear head cement on it. Once again, having a rotary vise can really help you out in this process. Now the fly is ready to fish. So we were tying a green machine, green and red butt, with a kit from SHOR Fishing.